Governance is like a relay race. So this is a baton that the previous government passed on to us. And so we're not going to let it go to waste. We're going to continue and finish this project.
I'm proud to say the economy is rebounding. So far, so excellent.
The question we ask as a minority is this the reset we were promised or an era of regression into intolerance?
Attorney General, Afenyo markets. Into Senunti, and in the Afenyo markets, I have fast.
On the issue of illegal mining.
Mamu Kwaba, Ebium Emma Jumadi, Sanso Thanasia, and Sama Ekoso, O my Ganemu, Yedinina, Ebre, Ifona Fino, Yedihon Como, after set parliament, a resume yeno, and Komo Bri in a Frenchie, Eba, minority leader, Afenyo market. Wakako din komobi ama nsembe bre ene freche eba wani nsefu frobi ni amboabo ano a eba be di ho nkomo baransa na no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of Ghana, mampeni di nsebia tudwa ama okopiem ewo Western Region Portamo wa eyani je ena aba almost His Excellency John Dramani Mahama wayebida enti promise ya wa promise wo mu yi omo yo gidie sa His Excellency ebedi ni bohye so na waye ni nyina e dey promise ena John Dramani Mahama e dey ama omo quick one yenko na enti wemra ne koba abusuansam wachi pa
so that you don't have too much pressure on only one facility. Afenyo has been the main hospital in the whole of the Western region. It has been the main referral hospital, and so it was necessary to expand it and then also build a second regional hospital at Afenyo. So we went and looked at the progress of work at Afenyo. That one is far behind this one. This is a bit more advanced. I hear about 45%. And so we have been with the contractors, and so they've explained to us the work they are doing. This work is impressive, very impressive. And I just want to assure you that we're working with the Ministry of Finance and the contractors to make sure that the claims that we have there are validated, and then we pay them so that they can come back to site and come and continue the work they are doing. And so the expansion of this hospital is to make it into a first-class teaching hospital. And so I can assure you that very soon the contractor will come back to site. As I said during the campaign period last year, I said that one of the practices that has drawn Ghana back is that when a new government comes, it does not continue the work the previous government was doing. But governance is like a relay race. One government passes the baton to the next. So this is a baton that the previous government passed on to us. So I can assure you that the money that has gone into this building is the money of the Ghanaian taxpayer. And so we're not going to let it go to waste. We're going to continue and finish this project. So the next time we gather here, I'll not be coming to inspect the project. I'll be coming to commission the project. So let me thank you very much.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Okay.
And sir, mampani some they are today.
Yeah.
Many are G.
Of course.
But then baby many G, baby or can't say. Abano to aswo.
Okay.
Into the old government, no ebeye no.
Yeah.
Almost obey no ma to aso.
Okay.
E wona mu say President Mahama or a leader. But quick one any home come away.
Whoa, Director, what you
say? O kind of brofon ti bomodia church in sem ni mai.
Okay. Director, Mamina was in the first place now. Me chafe for na ye nim komo said okay ya.
Yeah.
Director mampani nkomo no eyetiawa. Ni nyina ne se okopiem e wo takrade efiam kwanta regional hospital a e wo ho a nanado AC a wanwie no eno na mampani John Dramani Mahama call ya oni contractor akofilder o kire mu se nyankopon ya adoma 1 year 6 months aban no etua contractor ni sika nyina amana e wo se odiwie nti after 1.5 year no obeba na afi oba bebie project na no na amamwo eye ntoaso nti nanado na ye ya enkire se ontoaso sika no eye Ghana fu sika
enti nanado danko kufuado ena be share sa project na se
of course
nti ono John Dramani Mahama oye NDC aban but still project no with immediate effect or the say kanu akwakowie because aban no eyentoaso ehon na mu se mampani oye leader
right away in baby sam komo we twede bia ye din komo bia obi say ene mo support NDC for right sometimes eya me bisa me ho say eniema say so ba sam Crawford say no mo dwene because at this stage say abai no ye bibi boni abai na atwam ya de boni na President John Dramani Mahama complaining and ye tie na chi a wo se ye mpena na ado ne na abai asem enti ne ye time ampani John Dramani Mahama chi
na say
na complaining
ye kan edika because hospitals are John Dramani Mahama ejan ho 2015 so 2016 na NPP take over
of course
me fan say from 2012 to 2016 hospitals are do NDC aban jan ho a na no danko Akufo-Addo baya one toss on so kwasha agenda one ase no
of course
the
director sometimes unit is Ghana for at this stage President John Dramani Mahama was here win the hearts of Ghanaians sa hospital we say amanfo be kaya e hoda na do kosi ni state odisi ye ya amanfo be kobu state oni tugu ye because they felt like once hospital ni wie but when ya ho asi statue e dey si ho commission statue no ya wie bia no e ba sa antwa ye because the purpose of the project no e ya yarehwe but at this stage ye nya ayarehwe no e right Afenyo to nchen President John Dramani Mahama koye no wan ka say project we me na me ba be ye aye bibia free ho o see eye ntoaso adwuma aban na wokọ no onu na chance na mampani kasem krasa me dey say project no eye a very nice project oba ho be hu ye no eye no fair what I did about him say mampani obi ye project e di dru kwam na mampani ko ho no say project we eye me fair at all cost in 1 year 6 months me wie project we na yenso sabi mu amwa ha no musika mu tia as tax no enko waste director next time mampani wie project win now Western region for saying they are in love with this president ya what be say on tiase ade no mo say they are in love with the president na now do na chance ye gitum na now do na chance but assembly ni say dia nanado beto ye no said okay no se nanado wie ya anka covid ba ye no kan ha ye ho se ye kosisi agenda 111
yemfa bibi nya example ko pie mu Ashanti regional afari military hospital hospital kese
of course
dia metiti e kware se nka no northern part of Ghana omo nyina no na nkombeba se be ya konfo no chini be ye free John Dramani Mahama and start here project no ye ko nanim kama but Akufo-Addo buy no wama metoaso eno no so kwhye hospital nkete agenda 11 ase tinka president Akufo-Addo etoaso a enkanya ni nei
raja se otoaso a project na ye project ya na mi twam wo ho sa asa that time ye kwan na me nam so da bia nti I know baby anadru nti se na na do toa project ne so a na owie adam major hospitals bia raja no kwanya menum nka ye nyina ha biem but se wahwa sika na odi ba wie no watam sika over $400 million say the fan start new hospitals in Kitwa yeah no she start ya wie nti kosi enkosi koda akese na ye duru kwam no na do wan complete enkitwa okosha ase a enu so wan complete na ne odi sika no kosha enkitwa ni mu ye dan ko di wie akese ne prekokura na at least angebe a bit okay na wa ha de nkomo e me dan say Mampani, he is not interested in the political game. Mampani interested no. Aye Ghana for na ewo ho no. Nti osi se me ba ha biema. Na me ba ha ba commission, me ba bia no am say hospital ne awie. It is at 45% enei. Omaye do 45%. Nti empa ne say na na do wanye hwekura no. Hospital no almost half there was awie. Nti dia ka ye be say half ne kakra bia Mampani di be ka ho. Enya afi na bosome miensa chi mampani aba inspection mfie mienu yɛse contractor free hoda bi mampani say yɛpɛsɛ yɛ na basahare so yɛnwie ne ntem na in the western region unim sɛ western north region sɛ hwene ne mpɔtam no sɛ obi yare na emu yɛ din na ɛboro so a either sɛ ɔmode ne bɛkɔ akra ana ɔmode ne bɛkɔ kumase nti check the distance nti sɛ ɛba sɛ na yɛwie takrade western region hospital regional hospital na ɛbɛtwa ɛbɛ bɛ serve western region any ni nua western north region abom at a time said ya faridie anka eba be serve the northern belt ne ka be serve mu nyina bom no eye sa pepe ne tie this are certain things ya Ghana for bi mu ye love for mampani a odwene ye ho no enkofom
ai ensami be to dware na mete se Ghana for bi kase John Dramani Mahama oyoso ade ayo
of course
nipa wa ye bi dade okaso obeye we ya yenyi na tinye because now no be hospitals akesie nyina no ono na start here
of course
ai now no the rough call ko twitwa video si
Sawia
that be rough Rich hospital say John Dramani Mahama ne ye
of course
and the awon for say wa ye bi dan to obetuma ye
excellent enya no kwa because say wo check University of Ghana Medical Center ni nyina ye ono a enei say University of Ghana Medical Center no akwa bro even kolebuso enti at this stage say ye wo bi a sabi owo blueprint no ye nim say nensa no de okọ project ho ba wi a the brother metimi de mensa simbo akasa Ghana ha ye President John Dramani Mahama say okọ project ho na owo enough time tumine koda wo gidie say obeda sori no na wa na me se ma me bi ka kire we say President John Dramani Mahama de e won ho en fene say ubetima atwamu ne na ekwan no Afenyo the machines eba the next day about betwam no baba na yagu kwan no so this is a working president he is doing the workings here no can say obeye no
o kan kwan asemi na maka asembi o say 73.6 kilometers road and the Cape Coast road no his excellency John Dramani Mahama akate so da o say oba be yesa kwan no and the Cape Coast for mo matede mo western region for today Cape Coast for so today
e kwan we kra no western region for Saturday won because e Cape Coast to Takrade double road road dualization ekwan no ye ntimi nya no say o kwa single lane o ba single lane mampani John Dramani Mahama say Cape Coast for at least baby a Cape Coast kro ne anyina kwakoduru baby a Takrade anyina kwakoduru no central region western region ye connect mo dia ekwan no ye nye no double road brother nsem bi ho a sorry to say obi ba na oye niema we after 4 years ne legacy obeja to ho no metima atra ka se mampani niema ode ne nsa asase e kekan se owia right ansa no obi pe legacy we and obi be overcoming no I be take over 100 years because baby e gina nei ye nyina nim say ye major problem Ghana ha enya hospital eye kwan enya hospital eye kwan but with a kwan asem no right me wo humble request bi a me nso me request from aban
say
right me hu video bi e kwan bi in the half region Kasapen na no kwan nyame anim nie right me nim say eye one regional na MPP for stronghold and at this time o ma switch to NDC no matter obi o mo to abama no either MPP NDC o me Ghana for the water enua ne aduane a efiri sa kwan so eba no edoso dodo but atete ema sebi cars intimi nko ene biaba the government should look at them
Commander yentumika na Afenyo makin kasafa galamse ho na eno achi no Ghana for din komo bi baransa na no yenkotie we mra unse his excellency John Dramani Mahama kache Ghana for nyina se oba obey reset na reset no na MPP for se da bi reset na John Dramani Mahama ka so obey no enye sa reset no wo ye nti yenkotie we mra nsa ne yakọ galamse de no so quick one yenkotie we mra ne yakoba ebedi hu nkomo.
Mr. Speaker, on the governance front, governance is about upholding freedom, justice and the rule of law. The frequent arrests of opposition figures, journalists, and ordinary citizens on flimsy and politically motivated charges exemplify a pattern of harassment intended to silence dissent. They paint a troubling picture of a shrinking civil civic space in our democracy. Even more disturbing, young Ghanaians expressing frustration on social media have been targeted, questioned, and in some cases detained. The question we ask as a minority is this the reset we were promised or an era of regression into intolerance?
Na resume parliament no.
Okay.
Say na minority for no esande ba.
Na
say we enti ne hwe so kwoto abama me fa say John Dramani Mahama.
Enokre.
Na manfo bokro no.
Okay.
Na ro ko kufu do bre so.
Sure.
Na ye Ghana for hu ni say kronobo ekoso National Cathedral any other niema akeka. Enti eno nti ne kwoto abama NDC aban.
Okay.
But ensema Afenyo makin enkoma ho didie. Ese anu omre.
Well, the rota with him. Afenyo makin yen kai ne say reset na ye peno. Sadie we no eka ho bi. Sa nti obisa ye say is this the reset na mampani kai no? I reset na ye request ye no we ka ho bi. The rota say onya wa in the minds of yen ordinary Ghanaians no. Ya dwen kire say yentimi ntrasema nkrofo nwia ye mokro no enwie nsa mafa ye nkoa eni atem just to enrich themselves omunye ye tam na omunsan emefa ye nkoa right ye ntoa so nya ne sa enti enei ya ka kire mampani John Dramani Mahama say obi a oye kromfo bi a onche no enti unim I know say ne ho because there is one news wa asha say e pop up say ECG energy minister or yeah, the documents ni be an investigation we no. John Jinapo e come Attorney General and Attorney General ba be to nsa e dia frɛ Afenyo Markins na po any Mr. Mahama Dubik ye di omo e ba be komra nanim akoko bi some questions and niema bia e course so in the energy sector into say no nti ene ni Afenyo Markins aye fast ene wa ba ha say ba be gina ba be ka kire say aban ni sori a or chinkrofo a frustrated young Ghanaians and I watch my question is frustrated young Ghanaians and nay and yababechi omo mo chechi asofo chimperifo chi obi aka ho why na manchi no krom ha the better enye bi ho
a ya de patch ne binka
so
ye ti ayi ya nkasi ntimi mo ho aba so
of course
but e bi ehu ni se no kra ne ye ka no kra nti ana no nye wa na police for ba. Of course. Also, be now more motive of said that be a Kazakasa or Hasi. Yeah. And no mobile banum say, ah, Nasamu crown no more yajmapa. Of course. More yajma my Ghana. No credit. None will be a Husafa a bronya koki can some gu IGP fee. There was a brighter media, Motia, more fire, bronya, anti, some Kwanajmapana moye. Nti I Munkosuna Munyama. So be a casual Baba Tata Moa. Mum Frey. Ghana police, your home brighter media. No credit.
Omachi anko right enti se wo ye adwuma ana o ka wonsem na obeka nokre obeka no in a proper way I don't know usuro kire right at this stage se wo chemia o chemi for what reason I begin say for then na o dey chemi boni be na maye enti obi e be chini bia no you should be able to defend yourself say onya boni bia justify say wonsem a wo kan e nokre but se wo kwatwa ntro na ye chiwa emeye dede Afenyo Markins. It's unfortunate. Political games. Odane enche yebeche no.
Quick one. Commander yentumika Afenyo Markins and is emituja. Na galamse nsebwe no me sorry for say yenya butre na yenti Afenyo Markins sem no enwiemra. Me ekoba ensem bi ani nkomo bi ewachi because Ghana for di nkomo bebre efa Afenyo Markins sem yachi. Quick one. Galamse onsem yenti mra.
On the issue of illegal mining, we, the minority, are of the view that this represents one of Ghana's gravest governance challenges that has persisted across successive governments and which has escalated into a full-blown national crisis is the menace of illegal mining, popularly known as galamsey. The devastation caused by galamsey to our environment, water bodies, and public health cannot be overstated. Even as we convene today, Mr. Speaker, our rivers run brown with pollution. Vast tracts of once fertile land lies carried and toxic, and many of our citizens in mining communities face illness and danger from poisonous chemicals. We have talked about illegal mining for years, yet the problem has only grown worse. Time for mere talk is over. We need decisive, visionary action now to save our country's future from disaster. Not long ago, we were warned. One such early warning came in 2010 when investigative journalist Anas Arimayel Anas released a documentary exposing the dark underbelly of Galamsey. That expose, part of the Africa Investigate series, shone a light on the tragic consequences of illegal mining that were already evident back then. The documentary recounted how in June 2010, a Galamsey pit near Dunkwa Onofin flooded, killing an estimated 150 people in a single disaster. It showed the rampant corruption and complicity that allowed Galamsey to flourish, including officials meant to enforce the law taking bribes to look the other way. It highlighted the environmental havoc being unleashed, rivers poisoned with mercury, cyanide and other toxins, local communities suffering flooding and pollution, fishermen and farmers losing their livelihood. Anas's work in 2010 was an early warning alert for our nation. Then again in 2015, Finance Minister Honorable Setekpe again brought this up at the Finance Committee hearing in Parliament when discussing reasons for the declining cocoa production in Ghana. Tragically, Mr. Speaker, those warnings were not heeded with the urgency and seriousness they deserved. Fast forward, today, the nightmare scenario is upon us. Just last month, new study by Pure Earth and Ghana's own EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, revealed terrifying data about toxin levels in mining communities. In some areas, mercury contamination in the soil is 134 times above safe levels, and arsenic concentration are over 4,000% higher than what the WHO deems safe. These poisonous metals are seeping into the water, into food crops, into the very bodies of our people. Doctors are reporting an uptick in children from mining areas developing kidney disorders and even finding mercury pellets in their x-rays. Children, Mr. Speaker, now require dialysis because of the poisonous fruits of Galamsey. Our nation's future is being sickened and stunted. Mr. Speaker, despite being Ghana's top gold producer, the surge in unregulated small-scale mining has created an underground economy that drains national resources and benefits criminal networks. In just 8 months this year, small-scale gold exports surged to over $6.3 billion, according to the CEO of Ghana Gold Board. However, much of this trade is believed to be illicit. The state loses billions in revenue while communities suffer environmental devastation. The minority stands with all Ghanaians, calling for decisive action. We welcome the advocacy from civil society and religious leaders, and we support real solutions from tougher laws to sustainable alternatives. Mr. Speaker, we must also admit that the situation has worsened since this government came into office. At the 2025 May Day celebrations, organized labor, speaking through its General Secretary General, confronted this matter with deep disappointment that the Galamsey menace has worsened under the watch of this government, barely 5 months into its administration. TUC's position was again echoed by the acting Chief Justice, Justice Paul Bafuboni, at the GBA conference in Wa, where he also described the crisis as worsening. Mr. Speaker, when labor and the judiciary raise their voices together, we must listen because these are not partisan voices. Mr. Speaker, the time to act is now. If we fail to protect our rivers, land and communities, we risk failing an entire generation. Mr. Speaker, during the recess, a foreign policy development came to light regarding an agreement between the government of Ghana and the United States to accept some deportees. Mr. Speaker, the agreement of such magnitude, in our view, and we respectfully submit, should be subject to the parliamentary scrutiny under Article 75 of the 1992 Constitution. We therefore demand that this arrangement be brought before Parliament for ratification. Ghana's foreign policy must never be conducted in secrecy, nor should we compromise our sovereignty for expediency. We urge the government to always place Ghana's dignity first and ensure that any international agreement reflects our values and command the confidence of the Ghanaian people. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, it is worth emphasizing that Ghana's story is of triumphs achieved through visionary leadership and the indomitable spirit of our people. The New Patriotic Party, during its time in government, championed bold initiatives that delivered tangible progress. We rolled out the free SHS policy, which opened doors for secondary education to youth from all walks of life. We pursued industrialization through 1D, 1F program, establishing 169 new factories nationwide and creating nearly 170,000 jobs for our citizens, constructing over 13,000 kilometers of roads, championing STEP, making TVET education free, with all TVET institutions being facelifted. Mr. Speaker, this is the record of the previous government. Under MPP stewardship, Ghana's democracy deepened and economy grew to the extent that the world took notice. We therefore urge this government to walk the talk and by being bold with policy implementation. Enough of the rhetoric of 24-hour economy. We've had one job, 3 shifts. Enough of it. We want the reality to be seen on the streets of Accra. Finally, Mr. Speaker, we cannot afford to lose hope. Our nation has weathered many storms, and each time we have emerged stronger. The minority will continue to be the voice and the shield of the people in this august house. Though we are 87, we assure the people of Ghana that we are firm in our conviction and will be able to hold this supermajority to account. We don't believe in numbers, we believe in substance, and will confront you with substance. Mr. Speaker, we are a proud mighty few. Mr. Speaker, we are a proud mighty few who will speak truth to power and work tirelessly. Mr. Speaker, guided by discipline, hard work, and our faith in God. And Mr. Speaker, and inspired by your own hard work, when your party lost in 2000, you led a charge with fewer numbers, and within a short period, you made progress. We also inspired by what we saw in 2016, said that by 2020, your side had made progress. We believe in that same dream that come 2028, the minority will be the majority.
The minority leader. As what do come off a galamsey, now Ghana for us to say a MPP pencil and a galamsey no, I was saying MPP pencil now, you who said galamsey no, even Kwaho cry galamsey or sure, and this Yabayaba or to take galamsey free and net Wakoha, a quachuomo, Tamaun to me, yes, the name court, he says, but I'm command before ye, and say no me, a quick one in one way.
The writer. Unim say die uguo no eno na obitwa obi nkodua kwadu emete peda never easy but at this moment Afenyo Markins ka kire say ade na start here so many years ago Emma Anas years expose in 2010 na say before Anas doing an expose no na ka kire prefer say and there is a problem because na ashase dada
Yeah.
and sana 2010 oba be expose no in 2015 and also another report to buy the writer enei or jump from 2015 no and also 2025 organized labor
Yeah.
complaining say enema nkoye judges acting chief justice Pongwafo Boni ese galamse enema nkoye but ni wura fi say in 2024 general election and 2023 organized labor for no etc montene so a demonstration Ghana mrante etc montene so a demonstration MPP for say Ghana mrante na bodam say omokwakwa demonstration against illegal mining to omo tum 1 week without bill omobusu anya access to them and nay over catch and say abai way enhwe na onye bibi because it is worse
na enya se galamsey no memfa ne se ye bo MPP fo na chi o galamsey ne pese etu ase and se MPP antimi anya NDC aba no kwan bia so also galamsey no wo mu tu ase
I agree
dem twa what ase ye ntena ha emback obi se NDC de wo mu dabi wo mu na also mu tu ase but the thing is se e also obi kan nya MPP fo na also mu kan galamsey ho asem because omo de na be ye west e wo se ye na ye bo aban na chi
omo de na mpo de it got to a stage ya Ghana for be say galamsey no ebeku yen nti yen tinte zukoko kakra nkyira aban yen nya ye kyere ye si abonten se bi ye mu obi o aban ne say ade na mo kwa abonten akwa ye kyere wiase se galamsey no ese wo man nti wo sa nipa na wo san be ka kyere ye nei se at this stage yen to galamsey ase a sorry to say him say what do enya adwuma
clear say politics and wo ya
when put there atra politics asese bi ye minim the kind of word and person you no emwa the writer say obey nipa na obey kind of kre obey di no kre am Ghana for as a learned person lawyer near wasua de uni mra ugina parliament day in day out kasa representing a nipa dodo thousands of people now what they was say last year galamsey no na but this year west in 2015 na enye in 2024 na pa but just 10 months ago na no enedie west but meanwhile ya nyina ye jutum say afempo na aban no chichi illegal miners compared to 2024 no afewe aban ni chi illegal miners in last year
na commander enko the video emra
okay
small scale miners no
okay
obubuofu o se galamsey no your small scale miners omo de omo akọje licenses a omo nkonsuo hu omo ye proper mining
of course
aya me de galamsey na kwa kwahye omo eno na nam so ma na no ye be story bi omo so et tax force a omo so si da bi Ghana for the case ni hye omo dodo nti omo so beti omo hu agum na omo ye galamsey no omo pam omo nyina omo kopie mu ewo one of the galamsey site asem kosi ho quick one yenkotie story na mra ne koba.
For the past 2 weeks, a special anti-illegal mining task force under the National Concerned Small-Scale Miners Association has intensified its operations against illegal miners whose activities have caused severe destruction to major water bodies. The task force began its operations in the Afenyo Southwest District, where illegal mining activities had polluted the Mankran and Afenyo rivers. The team later moved to Amada and Kotokum in the Achumaponue district, where several miners fled, abandoning their equipment. In total, the task force destroyed over 120 pieces of mining equipment, including chamfan platforms, engines, and other accessories used in illegal mining operations. Addressing journalists in Kumasi, the president of the National Concerned Small-Scale Miners Association, Michael Kojo-Pepra, said the association is determined to sustain the exercise.
We are reaffirming the association's dedication to promoting responsible and sustainable small-scale mining practices across the country. This exercise also aimed at self-regulation and self-policing policy, ensuring that members of the association adhere strictly to environmental and mining laws, which protect the reputation of the legitimate small-scale mining sector.
Mr. Pepra explained that the association's task force is working to complement government's ongoing efforts to clamp down on illegal mining across the country.
This is something the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources is aware, and this is not the first time we've had a task force. At least we've had task force in the various years, and it was a financial constraint that made us stop. But now that the members have come together to sustain and to also bring the goodwill of small-scale mining into the public domain, that is the reason why now we have come together to make sure that the task force can be sustained.
He added that the group will continue to educate and sensitize community members in mining areas on the need to support the national campaign against galamsey.
Concerned Small Scale Miners Association.
A very good point, pa.
Oh yeah.
Now, in the first place, because in Ashanti region, baby, galamsey no udruwa time.
Asaniema.
Oh, ensure I'm surprised because baby ensure na Forest for joint a district police headquarters
Na sir, one kasa wakuhu.
the right man who a district here na me ko
Okay, no. Mami misa wo so de wakwakuhu.
yeah.
Ai 2025 ina okuhu ye. Ana time be na okuhu ye.
The right since 2020 and illegal mining ne shas here say afidie e pie kwan ho e wo ahafano southwest district first they say na wo murem nte shas say e pie kwan ho no as of 2024 the right na utwam obi ofri kumase ekosunyan ana sunyan tu kumase no udru man kan so kro say e kwan no left and right nyina no e ye galamse nkwan no matu a onhumura enti ensuo na da kro no mu a ye fra no man crime a enu tie fra ho man crime so no ensuo no adane sebi milo ana say
so na nia say
ensuo na nia say ya oye ne hwea enya yie enei se yebeka no krampu a obi twam a se sia mpo de obeka se so atikakra kire se uduru ha ekwan ne ho na ni nyina ye te se desert no se se ekwan ne ho no enwura ahyase a
na se o ma pam galamsey fo ni bi
mo nti a kire se galamsey fo ni bi ho a o ma yi o ma firi ho erata entokwa we sorry to say say ye bayira abrewajo a ankanana do ekon edigini
and yes pa
it is not an easy fight ena ba bia ye gina nei enye ntokwa keke we eye okon ena ye gina no erata unim Afenyo markings nkoma wodi onhwe small scale miners na onfantu ne ho fokyere say small scale miners at this stage omo ogide wa aban we mu say aban we ne betima to galamsey edian support aban no na yenko madwe kire me say they've seen something omo hu bibi say aban we ekwo galamsey ndian support no na onkomfri ho but and another dan kwakufu ado omo nyina nim say aban no onye na adwen say otu ase nti they didn't care
na one ho akoka
ukoka we nti I'm shocked say enei Afenyo markings eneye dede ka die enim etreye but meanwhile yenim MPP for mpanifo all political parties yenim say obi galamsey ni but yenim MPP for they kept doing it omo wi a no ma be dede enanyina they are doing it
na me kra me say na wabesa ade no wo ba na ade no waye ade na say ema Ghana for say yemfa ade ne mame me baya say bomachi say ade na ade no mintimi nye ne yi
say the right kono ngo kaya enema no onsoa
dawi
ube so mso se o ma onsoa entinema no begu hase enu bi na Afenyo markings ene MPP for ne yi
is o maka 87
assembly nyina no because Ghana for nyamwa you told Ghanaians say mo be fight against galamsey mo betu ase mo baaye no mo ntu ase o enam so ma Ghana for bi kura wui asrafo bi police for bi mo wiye na mo kopem ba bi tenaye ana mo cheche mining concession ma mo krofo because party yesika ana mo de yam huye what owia also sa Ghana for no meto abamfama wo onkonya na aka 87 no wan hwa ye ni mra ye ho so no in the next election so mo beto so say ye ya nkonya na betima aka 60
Zamum.
I'm telling you. And when the name said 138, about 87. From 138 you and can 100 cry. This is a clear indication say NPP MTS say omo be the right na tum say ade we ankoye they don't want to accept their responsibilities nti from a more power no Ghana for pay levy omo de beba omo de aba wie no omo mpeso omo be je tum say we made a mistake enu bia no mgusu o galam say no omo time na ye west say omo be je tum say ebe ye west wo ma breso nti ye nyina ye nkamom ne fight no o se da bi ono de ompene e dede keke no be e too bad
commander yam fancy but then ye ko ebe sa ba sie akrai fo nyina